Compared to their low-profile European peers, billionaires from emerging economies frequently make news. There are many strange tales of people who had more wealth than a person could ever spend, from the disappearance of Chinese businessman Jack Ma to a Saudi royal rotting in his golden Mercedes with a cheetah. Eike Batista's tale, a man who lost 99.6% of his wealth in just 16 months, is the most impressive though. A business tycoon that destroyed $34 billion in less than 15 months. An industrialist who once socialized with ministers and presidents but now resides with dangerous criminals. Let's have a look at what happened. Stick till the end and subscribe to our channel. Rewind to the good old days. A gold trading corporation based on Amazonian mining operations was founded in 1981 by 25-year-old Eike with a loan of $500,000. There are suspicions that he used his father's knowledge since he held the position of Minister of Energy and Mining Affairs in the Brazilian government. Eike generated a $6 million profit in less than 2 years. Due to international interest sparked by the Amazonian business' rapid growth, Eike joined TVX Gold in 1983. 2 years later, he was appointed CEO of the same company, which was then traded on the Canadian Stock Exchange. At only 29 years old, he had already set up the scene necessary to demonstrate his amazing talent to potential investors. Eike also enjoyed having the stage to himself. Eike later married a Playboy cover model, as if being a CEO under 30 wasn't already enough to get attention. Since he also gave his youngest child the name Balder, the names of the Nordic gods became a recurring theme in his life. He had his first son, Thor, with her. Eike also pursued a career in athletics, winning the World Speedboat Championship. Everything he touched and each step he took appeared to be moving in the direction of success. Grupo X. AMX, a water sewage treating company, started after purchasing the structure of an older company, was the first of a string of businesses that Eike would subsequently assemble into his massive conglomerate. The same year, his name was mentioned in connection with a totally different incident on televisions all throughout Brazil and the world. His famous wife used an Eike leash during a carnival parade while dressed as a cat. Following MPX in the thermal energy sector in 2001, MMX in mining in 2005, OGX in oil and gas in 2007, LLX in logistics in 2007, REX in real estate in 2008, OSX in shipbuilding in 2009, and SIX, Eike founded the following businesses: technology in 2011. An organization called EBX owned each of these businesses. Almost all of his creations had initial public offerings or IPOs, and each IPO increased his wealth. Eike adopted roadshows and frequently interacted with the public instead of the customary investor relations directors. Long earlier, he had begun to hone his business skills. He sold insurance contracts as a college student to pay for his studies abroad in Europe. He knew his sales abilities worked like magic from the beginning. The IPO madness. Eike easily attracted investors with his Matthew McConaughey voice, Hollywood-worthy appearance, great business plans, and Midas touch. Even those who had never opened an account for stock investing were persuaded to do so in order to purchase his shares. Those without sufficient funds invested in his book, The Trajectory of the Greatest Entrepreneur in Brazil, which was published instead. During this time, the Brazilian brokerage firm XP Investimentos experienced an enormous influx of new clients, transforming them from a small regional investment firm to one of the biggest retail investment firms in the world. Eike Batista's wealth increased following each IPO. After that, it kept going. When his drilling business discovered new oil fields or when his shipping company signed new contracts, he was a master at using press releases to inform the public. Rarely were business hazards mentioned. An explosive failure with a lava jato operation. Eike's demise was foreshadowed in March of 2012 when his son Thor struck a bicycle with a McLaren SLR. Investors lost patience with his group's performance the same year. MPX was accruing losses and obligations. In just one day, he lost about $7 billion in wealth. It began to descend steadily and rapidly after that. 4 separate criminal investigations focused on Eike, one of which the federal police humorously dubbed the Midas Touch. Operation Lava Jato served as the final nail in the coffin. Insider trading was the subject of a concurrent inquiry, which is not surprising. Brazilian legal processes move excruciatingly slow. Eike Batista's detention was only ordered by the court in 2017. He was nowhere to be found, though. The ex-billionaire was believed to be on the run for days before turning himself up at Rio de Janeiro International Airport. The Brazilian Midas's reign came to an end, but the screams of the tiny investors who were seduced by him and his media attention go on. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, do like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.